if I were a German and I would suspect that there is a Muslim invasion of my country, I would have preferred Donald Trump to Angela Merkel. Extremely simple.
Yeah.
If I perceive Muslims as a threat to my country, to my culture, to my civilization, and to my future and the future of my children, with all due respect to Angela Merkel and capitalism and rule-based societies and what have you, I would prefer an Adolf Hitler or a Donald Trump. Because at least I know that they will not hesitate to open concentration camps and kill 6 million Muslims.
In defense of the realm.
In defense of me.
Yeah.
Fuck the realm. It's in defense of me.
It's interesting you say that, because one of the core images of Brexit, the Brexit campaign, the fallacious Brexit campaign, was this big poster that the Brexiteers created, that had hordes of, it was blurred, you couldn't see their faces, but brown immigrants coming in, and this message, you know, the Muslim hordes are at the gates, only this is the solution. And people bought that. They said, yeah, okay, that's fine, that's what we're voting, we don't want that, so we'll tick the box. You know, I don't even know, well, that's a whole different subject.
What is Brexit? Brexit is an opt-out of a rule-based system. You opted out of a rule-based system.
Yeah.
And you moved to a pretty personalized system for a while. You had Boris Johnson and this and that. This guy, I forgot his name. It was, for a while, the whole campaign was personalized.
Yeah.
I mean, and you also moved from a rule-based system. Now you're open to all possibilities. You're much more flexible. In other words, when the world is perceived as hostile and coming to get you, the first thing and what you want is flexibility at the top and rigidity at the bottom.
Right.
You want your position to be fixed, safe, secure, immovable, permanent, forever. Your position. But at the top, you want someone who can open concentration camps, shoot at demonstrators, kill the fucking immigrants, and so on. So at the top, you want insanity.
Yes.
You want psychopathy.
Yes.
You want unlimited. You want non-obedience to rules.
Right.
You want no rules
at
the top. But at the bottom, you want the exact opposite. You want everything to be safe, predictable, secure, and so on.
So it's a total pyramid structure. Down
Feudalism.
Here, the base is stable.
Feudalism. Richard the Lionheart could get up in the morning and decide to invade some country. But his vassals, including the next lord underneath him, did not have this power of decision.
No.
Their position was fixed.
Yeah. They had no agency.
They had no agency. Only he had. In the United States, there's still a system of checks and balances. But I think people there are making a terrible mistake by thinking that it's fake-proof. I think transition to dictatorship in America is absolutely not out of the question. For the very reasons that I just described. At any rate, economically, they are already in a feudal system. Intellectually, you already have people like Dutton and others who are promulgating a feudal ideology, like the leader should be psychopathic and so on. And usually after economics and ideology come politics. So it's very possible that we will see a transition. Very similar to what happened in Rome, the transition from the Republic to the Emperor system, Julius Caesar. The transition from Republic to Emperor was not traumatic at all, as people think. The first Emperor was elected by the Senate and was given extraordinary powers. So it was a smooth transition but then it became a psychopathic feudal system.
Right. I was actually in Portugal recently, and I was doing a tour, and I grew up in Portugal, but I didn't know it had been fascist for a while. But the guy who was touring,
Salazar.
Yeah, he said, I said, oh, there was a fascist takeover, and he said, well, there was no killings, it was non-traumatic. It just it just went fascist.
And of course Hitler was elected 3 times. Hitler won 3 elections.
Yeah.
Not 1.
Yeah.
And there were actually the transition from capitalist to feudal system is usually very smooth. Not the other way, by the way.
Right.
From feudal to capitalist is usually very violent.
Right.
But from capitalist to feudal is very smooth. And the reason it's very smooth is that capitalism gets enmeshed and entrapped in its own delusions. the delusion, the narrative that capitalism is selling to people like you and me is that, listen, you are safe, you are secure in a rule-based system. The rule will protect you, the law will protect you. It's a level playing field. You know, don't worry. You have exactly the same chance like Donald Trump's daughter. Yes. And of course, all this is deception, mass deception. But then, if you play by capitalism rules, you, as a psychopath, can take advantage of them to convert capitalism to feudalism, which is exactly what Hitler did, and Mussolini, of course, before him. So a transition is always smooth because feudal leaders make use of capitalist rules to become feudal leaders. But when the transition is reversed, there's a lot of violence, bloodshed, and aggression. But people say, but you're wrong. For example, the Spanish Civil War. See, that's an exception. But of course, it's not. Spanish Civil War was a war between two feudal systems. The Republican government in Spain was communist, and Franco was a fascist. It was a war between communism and fascism. They're both feudal systems. There was no capitalism in Spain at the time. Absolutely none. So, of course, feudal systems have a lot of infighting because two psychopaths. Can you imagine? To be put two psychopaths in a prison cell, trust me, I know, you end up with bloodshed. You put two psychopaths on the European map, you end up with bloodshed. And in Asia, you end up with bloodshed. Two psychopaths fight. So feudal systems among themselves fight a lot. Capitalist systems almost never do. That's why people confuse. They say democratic countries don't fight. No, democratic countries fight a lot. Capitalist countries don't fight so much.
Very little.
Very little. So this is the phase we're in now, where feudal lords are using and abusing capitalist rule-based systems to transition into a feudal system. And transition will be smooth, even I would say unnoticeable, incremental, unnoticeable, exactly as happened in Rome. It took 50, 60 years to transition.